So I wrote a series of poems about being a kid. Being a kid wasn't easy in my house. Being a kid isn't easy at all. This one specifically about my dad and how we communicated in our family. My father communicates in different gestures, in grunts and clicks. My mother has no mouth. She speaks from a wailing hole in her chest. There are few words in our home. We know the uses of things by their shapes. My sister is a magician, disappearing with a few words. I am a fireman with my red hate. I wear a fireman's hat to school, carry a knife in my briefcase. I am teased. I dream of cutting out their hearts and carrying their bloody organs in my lunchbox. I am a strong man. I join a circus. I can lift a whole family over my head. My sister lives in a haunted house, feeling a fraternity with ghosts. My father is a sea captain who goes down without his ship. My mother has aged 100 years. Today I walk past a store window, see myself sullen and sad. A little boy stands next to me in the reflection of the window. We stand together, just looking. In between, he trembles, which makes me tremble. The store owner shoos me away, and I go away, clicking my teeth. My mom comes to my house FedEx in a clean white mailing box. Half of her mailed to my sister, the other half mailed to me. I didn't know what to do with the box. Should I put my mom in the closet? In the pantry? In my room? I settle on the corner in the living room. The white box sitting casually on the floor, like something ordered and not yet opened. She sits in the corner like a little girl punished for doing something bad, waiting for someone to tell her it's okay to come out. This was called Bonvard's Folly. It starts with that quote from Max Brod. Does anyone still want to go with me to the panorama? The sun floats downriver, resting from a long day, as Bonvard draws lovebirds in the sand. She tries to explain how his deformity angers her. Unable, she leaves him on the other side of the shore. Bonvard becomes a traveling salesman, a campfire fiddler, a drunk, a painter of shores, yearning for her. He turns her into the Mississippi shore, riding the long river. Floating on the brush, he paints her portrait. Huge bolts of love, the canvas sags from longing. Immense wood contraption, gears, pulleys, crank machineries, 3 miles of canvas, an uninterrupted portrait. The papers publish the spectacle, the hunchback painter and his panorama. He builds a wooden stage, winds upriver and down. The lines are long, 50 cents. They wait for hours as he sits in the middle of hungry brushstrokes, upriver, down, eyes straining to find her. And the last one is titled Coffin Maker. And I wrote this poem because I used to live downtown and I didn't have a car for almost 10 years and I walked everywhere. And I almost never saw a dead bird. Almost never. I figured in 10 years of walking around, I'd run into a bunch of dead birds. There's a bunch of them. They die and they fall out of the sky. So I go, why is this? So I wrote a poem called The Coffin Maker. He makes coffins for birds, reads operas, searches the sky for the initial fall. He follows goats up impossible inclines. At the summit, he fills the tiny spaces with stolen sky, binds it with lacquers, nails it to the sides of tiny boxes. He walks derelict parks with necks, the hollowed out bodies of a bird, freed from the weight of the soul, begin to ascend. He ties brass weights around legs and gathers a reaping of flight. In his room, the birds float like feathered balloons. He takes each body, washes it gently with holy water stolen from winged cisterns. He wraps them in blue shrouds, fragmented clouds, stitched to cloth. Lays the body in a small coffin in the tiny sky. Seals the lid with wax. He collects 3 coffins, walks the flight of stairs to the roof. He ties the coffins down, they knock in the wind like wood dirigibles. He wears a prayer shawl, hums Mahler's Ninth to the Resurrection. Each coffin is then set free, floating like a feather on a thermal, higher, higher. Then like Icarus, the wax melts, heaven receiving the body, earth, the shattered box